Beliefs versus values. Day one journey, episode 1608. Beliefs versus values. Interesting question. Well, the other day I was working on Notion, creating lists, going over all my characters, my colors, the values, and also I came across lists of, I think one of the lists was code of conduct, like, another list is like sort of who I am. I'm the kind of person who da 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 da. Yeah. So these lists actually remind me of beliefs. Yeah. Like things that I believe to be, I guess, true. For example, so one belief, for example, is self-discipline is self-love, and love is a verb. So this is my belief. Yeah, it's a belief. It's not necessarily a value. Of course, everything is connected to everything. So yeah, I value it. Like yeah, it's so. But I try to make it not accurate but useful. Yeah, so just laying there, laying the grounds, you say, laying the foundations. So values, as far as we talked about in priority series and everything, these are things that are important to me. I value them. They have value. They are my priorities. Moving towards values, I'm moving towards them. There's the moving away values, which, well, are they values? Because I don't value them. Maybe someone else value them. But so these are values. What this has to do with beliefs. So of course I believe, so these are my values, yeah, but it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. My values is all about core. Yeah, core, part of me that knows what's important to me. He's core. He knows my it's self-awareness. I'm self-aware of my values, the things that I'm moving towards. Whatever I'm doing in my life, I think about completeness and commitment and the things that are important to me. This is the things that I actually move towards in my life. Now there are beliefs, okay? And these are also things that I want to remind myself of. I can think about them as part of my truths, but my truth is much more personal for me. Yeah, when I think about my truth, I think about them as something very personal. And beliefs are a bit more general. Yeah, things that I believe in. So the two that come to my mind are self-discipline. I consider it self-love. Yeah. And notice it's self-discipline. Yeah, it's not just discipline. You do things for yourself. Another belief, I think that you're grateful if you express your gratitude. You actually need to express your gratitude, in my opinion, to actually be grateful. Yeah, you need to actually use the things that you say that you're grateful for. Yeah, so there's another belief that I have, which I know is not necessarily true, but I choose to believe in this because it helps me. It's helpful. People do their best. People do what they can with what they have. Or people do the best they can with what they have. This thing can help me relax and not judge too much other people, kind of help them to, they kind of do what they can with what they have. So that's a belief. Now I challenge myself and ask myself, who's the character within me that reminds me of my beliefs? So yeah, actually, well, at first I was about to say core. Yeah, but back then when I wrote all these things, core was, well, I actually didn't make this distinction between the values and the, well, actually back then I didn't even think about values. Yeah, in the way that we think about right now. It was more like states of mind, and the kind of state that I'm in right now, not necessarily where I'm moving towards, which is, in my, well, for me, it's still something that is not that clear. Yeah, in the priority series, like is it a state that I'm feeling right now? Growth. It's moving, it's something that I value overall. Do I feel that I'm growing right now? Is it about the feeling? The state, is this the feeling? Or, so I'm not, I don't have 100% clarity about that. But yet again, I'm coming back, beliefs versus values. Values is personal to me. This is one distinction. Yeah, these are things that are valuable to me. They have an order of priorities. Beliefs don't have an order of priorities. Belief, there's limiting beliefs. Yeah, sometimes I want to call them lies. So what are the other beliefs? Are they the truths? In a sense, they are. I think it's kind of my truth. But on the other hand, some of them I actually not necessarily consider them to be true. I just choose to believe in them because it's helpful for me. There's an aspect of value of tricking yourself sometimes. So yeah, so I still know that, and this is why I won't jump ahead and say my beliefs are my truths. But I actually do want to remind myself of that. It's kind of my map of my life. Yeah. So you know what? Maybe this is a nice analogy. So I have a map. Yeah. So first I have my life. So I'm moving to where I like. There's a path, and I'm walking, and I'm choosing a different path. So this is me in my life. My values, my moving toward values, these are the kind of the things I'm moving towards. I'm also within them. So it's also the state of mind right now, and I'm also moving towards. So it's kind of tricky to think about with this analogy. But it can be kind of a destination, or kind of it's not a destination, a direction. It's like a compass or something. Yeah. So my values can be kind of a compass that I'm using, and the beliefs is the map. It's part of the map. Yeah. Is my interpretation of the map, of part of my interpretation of the map. The map is not reality, so this is why I consider it maybe the map, because there's actual reality and there's the map. Yeah, so the actual reality is reality, and the map is my perception of reality. My perception of reality is affected with my beliefs. Yeah, if I consider something a challenge and someone else consider it as a loss or a failure, well, we share different beliefs. We have different beliefs. Yeah. And for me, it's important to me to remind myself of my beliefs. I want to be well clear about why and how they're different than other things, because it's some kind of a different, well, I'll put them everything right now, as you know, in the database. So I kind of want to have fast access to everything. I guess so. This is, I guess, the distinction. Yeah. Values are a bit more personal. Yeah. And things I move towards my life. This is like the compass that I'm using when I choose where to go. And beliefs, this is the, if I want to make it even more accurate, this is kind of the tools or the thoughts, the ideas, okay. The ideas that I use to construct the map. of my reality. These are my beliefs, yeah. And sometimes they can change. I want to be aware of them. I want to remind myself of them. Sometimes they might be not that comfortable, yeah, but things that I actually believe, yeah. Some beliefs are about myself, yeah. I can do these things, I cannot do these things, and stuff like that. So this is where, yeah, they're kind of close to the truths. Yeah, there's some overlap, I think. This is it. I don't know, something else. That's right. So what's the point that I'm trying to make? In the past, when I thought about core, I thought about, well, these are my beliefs, the set of my beliefs, you know, how I see the world. This is the glasses that I see the world within. It's about my perspective, and then throughout the years, I understood, okay, priorities, values, how I define myself, self-awareness. I did the work with Tony Robbins, with personal power. Then, you know, the values, connect to the colors, to the characters, roles I have in my life. I'm as the silver, my older version of myself, or me as the curious listener, or me as the father. This is what's important to me. So this is how I choose what I'm doing right now, and this is also something I'm moving towards in my life. And if there's a conflict, I check on my priorities, and I kind of, you know, make best decisions based on my real priorities, the things that are really important to me, the things I really value in my life. So I have this kind of clarity of understanding. When I go back to my lists and ideas that I wrote in the past, so I have I have a set of things that I wrote about, so I consider my beliefs. So two of them, which are quite strong and powerful, not not that common, is like, you know, the self-love is a verb, yeah. Love is a verb, yeah. I consider love as a verb. It's not the feeling, or I make the distinction. There's this and this. It's not the same, yeah. So it does reflect. It does have a kind of reflection on the values, yeah. Because I value action. For me, action is commitment, yeah. So when you love something, you commit to it, you actually do something about it, yeah? So when I say, yeah, I love myself, well, when was the last time I did something really good for me? Yeah. So there is connection, yeah, between the beliefs and the values and the truths. I want to have a bit more clarity about that. Sometimes the beliefs seem to be a bit more generic, in the sense of they don't involve me or my goals, or yeah. So I'm sharing my process of realizing a bit of the distinction. Don't necessarily have a point in them. Yeah, identifying my beliefs, of course, understanding me, understanding, are they helpful, they're not helpful, are there limiting beliefs? Well, limiting beliefs, I used to think about them as my lies, yeah. So yeah, this is, I guess, me thinking out loud. Okay, that's it. An amazing day, day one. See you tomorrow.